let's get started. Hi, and welcome, Queens. I am Lindsay. My name's Lindsay, and I just want to start off and say welcome. I help people grow on social media by making content creation easy. And if you see me looking at different screens right now, it's because I have three in front of me for the live and my notes, and then my recording studio. So I just want to start off and say welcome. I'm going to just dive right in because, well, our time is valuable and I'm not here to waste it. Today, we are going to talk about how do you actually get from 0 followers to a viral account. And before I start, I want you to write down what it is you want to do. And then I want you to also write the reason behind why you want to do it. I need my coffee. And the reason I say this is because I have started tons of, little businesses that I end up running out of motivation to do because it's not working, but I really just didn't have the passion to do it. If you see what I mean, see where I'm going. Because, to get started in whatever endeavor that you have been thinking about, you really need to get clear on the why and the why behind it. Because if it doesn't work in 4 days or a month or 2, you will forget it. And then you'll just say it just didn't work out for me, but you really didn't try. You just gave it minimal effort. But I'm here to tell you that you have more of a realistic idea of how long you need to have more of a tongue-tied. You need to have more of a realistic idea of how long that will actually take you. And it's not just 6 months, and it probably isn't a year. I tell my husband, give me 2 to 5 years, because I know in between then, depending on my effort, is my karma, good karma. So I just want to also say that if you've been online and you've been wanting to start something, you don't know what, that's fine. It took me a long time to create a certain niche, and I've grown over 5 different pages now. This is my 6th one. And let me just tell you about 2 of those. Well, I've grown them all for followers, but it doesn't mean they all made sales. And I'm going to get to that in a second. So I want to talk to you about, if you see the influencers who are bragging or educating on how they made, X amount of money, I want you to go into their YouTube channels, go into their Instagrams. I want you to see really just how long they have been doing it. Because the ones that I've followed have been doing it for at least 5 years, at least. Some 10, some 13, and they've been doing it consistently, posting on YouTube. And they have well over 2,000 posts on Instagram, which means they've been doing this a while. So if you have a few hundred posts, you're just not even there yet. So some of them even have Facebook groups over 400,000 members. So they have been doing this a while, and they did not give up. And I'm sure there's an influencer that I follow, and she talks about how she didn't make any sales for 2 years. So let that be your realistic mindset around when you're starting a business, because it's not easy. It's not going to be easy yet. However, putting in the consistent effort over time will start making things easier in the long run. It's like, do you want to work for somebody for 40 years, or do you want to put 2 to 5 years of constant, consistent effort to not ever work for anybody again but yourself? So have a realistic goal for yourself. And whenever you feel discouraged, I want you to go back and look at the reason that you wrote down as to why you started, because that's what's going to keep you going if it's a good enough reason. My reason is to help others build on social media and make content creation easy, because I feel like it should be easy and not overwhelming, and eventually bring in an income for my family so that we can travel and I can homeschool the kids. We currently live on the West Coast in Vegas, and I love it here, but I would love if we lived closer to my part of the family on the East Coast. I am from Maryland, and some of my family also lives in Florida. So to me, it's just a simpler lifestyle over there. Living in Vegas, everything is accessible. I love getting my groceries delivered within an hour. So I'm very spoiled over here. But I don't think the school systems are that great. And, I have my reasons. So this is my reason why. More financial flexibility. And my kids are a very big reason. And I have had financial flexibility before, and I have had it, and I do have it now. I do whatever I want. But as far as moving costs, because I know that I don't have that yet. And so that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, let's get started. All right. So I'm going to go over lots of things, but I'm going to make it very simple for you. Let's just start with, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to be very clear. And this is why I ask you to write down what you want to do and why you want to do it. So when you create your Instagram or your YouTube or your TikTok, your group name or your bio, your messaging should instantly tell people what you do. So once you create whatever business, do not change it multiple times. I know this because I have done this, and it has ruined just one. It's ruined one former Instagram page that I ended up deleting, and other pages that I've tried starting in the past. So I am saving you a huge headache from starting over. Do not change anything in your bio for like 6 months to a year. So get very clear on what you want to do, write it out, and then sit on it for like a week, because my mind changes a lot. And I was changing my bio to because I was doing market research, on other creators. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should put this in there. Do not do that. Instagram will flag you as spam. It will not push your stuff out. It gets very confused on what kind of message you are trying to relay. So just don't do that. Make sure that you have everything clear as day in your head. And even if you want to change it, I've wanted to change it, I just don't. I just don't. I just keep on the same message with my pages. And this is because confusion, it will cost you followers and buyers eventually. So you need to also write down who your target audience is. Mine is female entrepreneurs who want to go viral, maybe stay-at-home moms like me who have been wanting to start a mini business at home. And confusion is really, really the tip of the tip. Your customers, your followers can tell if you're confused, and it actually will hurt your business so bad. So I know this because I have a mom page, and right now I've changed my entire niche around it because I didn't want to post things about being a mom. I didn't want to post things about postpartum. I don't connect with it like other moms do. I just don't want to talk about it forever. I don't want to do that. However, I looked incredibly different before pregnancy and after pregnancy. So I would do a lot of before and after transformations, or before pregnancy and during pregnancy, because I gained 60 pounds. So it's just kind of like a wow shock factor. All of those videos went viral, but it got me 0 sales. Because what product am I actually selling? I'm not selling anything. So now I do boundary setting, and I talk about dating and how I got my dream life and stuff like that. And my products reflect that. But I do not do the before and after pregnancies anymore, because while it does make me go viral, it does absolutely nothing for my business. And it also confuses my followers again, or the people that I want to bring in my target audience. So also don't just do what goes viral, because eventually if you're consistent enough, something will hit. Okay. So what do you do first? Do not create a product. Just get clear on your message and what you want to do. Lead with free value. I give tons of free value. And honestly, if you have trouble with this, you can hire somebody on Fiverr, or you can ask ChatGPT, what kind of free digital download can I offer for what I'm doing? And then tell it what you're doing, tell it your target audience, all this stuff. So for me, I have a content creation checklist, 30 reels in 30 days, and 300 hooks for the year, documents inside of my free group here on Facebook. And if you are rewatching this on YouTube, just go inside my group, join, and under the guides section, there are the digital files under there. I also go live in this group. So you can just come say hi, ask any questions you'd like. Much easier way to get in touch with me than on YouTube. The hooks and everything that I give, they're not just BS crap. They are proven hooks to grab attention, and they have made me tons of sales from that. And I actually used to sell it, and I give it away for free now because I have so much more to offer than just hooks. You know what I mean? So I want you to, with whatever you choose to do, share tips, resources, lessons that you've learned. So my mom page, I'm doing something completely different. I talk about how I got the life I wanted, but that is so vague. It's okay, yeah, I used to date douchebags, and how did I get an incredible husband who takes care of my emotional needs and, you know, basically spoils me to death? Well, I had to set a lot of boundaries, not with him, with myself, so that I would stop attracting a certain type of person, right? So my videos are all about, okay, 15 signs, 15 red flags that you don't think is manipulation or something like that. Let me check my right. So I have 5 signs you're not hard to love. You're just healing from emotional abuse. That's one of my hooks. How I rebuilt my life at 31 when I thought it was too late. 15 things I thought were love but were actually manipulation. So I'm not just selling like how I got my dream life. It's so great. I am niching down very hard and hyper niching down in my hooks and everything. You see what I mean? So that's free advice and free value that I'm giving out on my page. And this is exactly what you should be doing, because who are you? You know, people don't know. And in marketing, the more time people spend with you, the more they're likely to buy from you. So people need a lot of screen time with you so that they can see how you interact on camera. You're not just salesy, you know what I mean? All right. So share tips, resources, lessons that you've learned, like my content creator checklist and my hooks PDF, and any other freebie or valuable stuff. Like if you think that you're giving away too much, you're really not. You're really not, because it's just repetitive stuff. You know, you're not giving away too much. It's things that you do in your daily life. It's whatever lessons that you've learned or whatever niche you decide to do. If you think you're giving away too much, you're not giving away enough. Like you just aren't. Okay. So like I just said, my other mom group, my mom page it's all about boundaries. And within that, because of all those hooks, I sell a mini 5-course series on self-worth, boundaries, dating, money, etc. You know, but this is why getting clear is so important, because I used to post what made me just go viral. Remember the pregnancy stuff, before and afters, constantly. But I got 0 sales. So I didn't have a related product. I don't know what I was just doing before and after. I was just whatever. I made 0 money from that. And I'm telling you, I've gone viral hundreds of times. Okay. All right. So once you end up having a digital product that you have an idea of like what you would want to sell eventually, after giving away all this free value, which you'll get into like the groove of like, okay, what can you actually provide after all this free value? What would people want? And what would you want to provide for them? Make that digital product and do not change it. And if it doesn't sell within a month or 2, I don't care. You keep pushing that product and making all your videos relatable to that product until it sells, until it starts selling. I don't care. Do not change the product. Don't put multiple products on your page. People will get very confused. Just have one message, make all your videos about that topic, hyper niche down on it, and then boom. One of these days you will make a sale. Okay. All right. So we're going to have, momentum over motivation. Okay. You're not going to feel motivated one day. I plan all my videos at nighttime when my son goes to sleep. And sometimes I don't. But the days that I do work are days I make multiple videos that'll last me a few days to a few weeks. And if I don't have ideas, let's say I go to bed and I don't plan for the next day because I just had an exhausting day and I'm tired and I'm pregnant, all the things. I actually use a done for you system right now, which I'll get to at the end of this video. It's awesome. I freaking love it. I'm going to show you everything on it. Okay. So next thing is momentum over motivation. A quiet mouth is an unopened storefront. If you do not speak to your viewers, you are like a store with no sign and people will walk right past you. I've gotten on camera with 0 makeup. I've gotten on camera when I look crazy rough. It doesn't matter. Just show up, because people like that vulnerable footage. They really, really do. They'll connect with you more because they're also sitting in their PJs with their hair up in a bun and they haven't showered. Like that's just how it is. Like we live our lives, and I'm not perfect all the time. I hate doing my own hair. I went and got a blowout this morning because I was like, I have to go live later today. My blowouts last me like 4 or 5 days. Like I am not going to sit there and spend 2 hours doing my freaking hair when I've got a toddler running around and I want to do other things. So make your priorities your priorities. And, like I wanted to look good for the live today, but you know what? I'm going to come on other lives with my hair up. You've seen other videos of me with I'm not looking my best, and that's okay, because what I look like has nothing to do with what's inside here and the value that I can give. So, however, I will say that the more that you do look presentable, if you're doing educational things, that does have an impact. So if you're just doing like comedy and stuff and whatever your niche is, like show up for that. Like what does the future you look like? And my future me looks like she can go get her hair done and washed whenever she wants. And if she wants to have on a hoodie, she can. She can wear whatever she wants. So that's me. Okay. Here's the other thing. Keep posting, even if it's not perfect. Every post is a rep that makes you stronger. Okay. People think that, I heard this from my therapist before. She said, people think that relationships and like jobs and everything, like you just work really hard, or you just work at it a little bit and then the rest of it's okay. No, you have to continue every single day to work on this particular thing. So every single time you post, it'll make you stronger and stronger and stronger. Trust me, I have looked at some of the things that I have posted before and it makes me cringe, honestly. But I posted it. So, and people from my hometown, like that's another thing, is getting over the fear of people in your hometown. You just have to stop caring, because no matter what, people have something to say about you, good or bad, no matter what. So if you don't know how to get followers, start with your personal friends and family, okay? Because in the end, you'll see who you'll see who actually gives a shit and who supports you. Okay, so let's go into it. All right, so we're going to rewind. I'm going to talk about everything again. There was, let's see. There's 5 parts, okay? We're going to go through all that again, very short, very quick before I wrap this up, because I didn't want to take too much of your time today. So again, I just want to remind you this isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up, learning, taking messy action, and growing together. And I want you to feel safe to ask me questions in this group too. So if you're watching this at a later time, feel free to drop a comment below, and I will either make a video about it or I will gladly respond to you. Okay, my coffee's getting to me. I'm talking really fast. So if you're afraid to try things, if you don't have an idea, if you want ideas, every successful creator starts somewhere, okay? It's just like the fear of pushing a baby out. I was so scared of it, but then I'm like, thousands of women do this every day. And I'm going to have to. I don't have a choice. So don't be shy. Drop all the comments, the questions that you have, and I'll answer every single one. All right. So let's go to part 1. Perfection is not required, but clarity is. So the first thing I want you to know is you do not have to be perfect to start. And I'll say it again, perfection is not the goal. Clarity is the goal. Get clear on your message. When you are clear on what you want to do and who you want to help, you will instantly become more magnetic online, because people will not follow or buy from you just because, you show up looking really good and perfect one day, whatever. They follow you because they understand what you're about and they want more of it. So what does clarity actually look like? Your group name, your Instagram bio, your pinned post, everything about your online presence should scream who you help, what you help them with, and why they should care. So for example, look at this group name, the viral female entrepreneurs. And then my logo is Go Viral Society. My Instagram name is Go Viral with Lindsay. So it's the same message, Go Viral with Lindsay. On Instagram, my group is for female entrepreneurs. My YouTube and the business name is Go Viral Society. And obviously I want you to know it's with Lindsay. Hey. Okay. So I typically like to be universal all throughout everything. So my Go Viral with Lindsay is typically with everything else. However, the username was taken on something. So I've had too many businesses where it's like related to my name. And I just want something where it's like Go Viral Society is like, that's who I am. All right. Because I am creating a society here. I'm creating a club. I'm creating this group. Okay. Moving on. So So even if you have never met me before, you know exactly, for this group, viral female entrepreneurs, you know exactly that this space is for women who want to grow online and build something powerful, right? That is clarity. And what I see most people do, what they do wrong is they change their direction like every 2 weeks. They switch their bio 10 times. I have been here, okay? I've done this. They post about one thing on Monday and a totally different thing on Friday. And that is the fastest way to confuse your audience. And a confused audience does not follow, it doesn't engage, and they definitely don't buy. So today I want you to commit to clarity. All right? If you don't know where to start, get started on your message. Part 2, free value first, okay? We need to talk about what to actually post when you're starting out, because I see this with Snake all the time, and people spend weeks creating a digital product before they've ever shown up and given any value. And then they're disappointed when no one buys it. So if you're starting at the beginning of your journey, I would not even focus on selling anything right now. I wouldn't stress about the perfect offer, because that will come, or the perfect funnel. You don't need to worry about any of that yet. Instead, I would give away free advice and share the real things that you've done that you can help someone else. And that's exactly what I'm doing inside this group. Again, when you join this group, you probably saw 2 free resources from me. Now I have 3. I have 300 hooks for the year, 30 reels in 30 days, and a content creator checklist to help you show up consistently. There's more coming to this group, right? Because right now, my job is to make it super clear that my mission is to help you grow. And that is how I build trust with you before I ever try to sell you anything. So before we get to part 3, I just want you to think, what have you learned, done, or figured out that could help someone else? Maybe it's how you grew 200 followers. Maybe it's how you batch your content together. Maybe it's how you stay consistent even with a busy schedule. Maybe it's how you bake sourdough bread. That's my number 1 search on Google. Maybe it's recipes, and maybe it's how to change your oil in your car. I don't know. As a woman, I don't know. You can niche down on anything, like boundaries. I'm doing boundaries, but health, relationships, love, food. These are some top things that, genres that always really make a killing. If you can provide it, be clear on it, share your journey, be transparent, be vulnerable, show up, and people will, and be authentic. So when you share it for free, people will start to see you as an authority. Okay. There was a time in my mom page, I was doing, I was posting a lot of my workouts. So I made a 7-day glute guide. I spent some time on it, but people wanted to know how I got this, wagon. Okay. Moving on. Part 3, momentum is everything. So we need to talk about the mindset, because this one is huge. And I think it's thundering outside, and I live in Vegas, so this is awesome. It's thundering. Okay. So maybe you've tried something before and it didn't work, and maybe you posted and nobody cared. Maybe you started creating content and you felt like it was going nowhere. I want you to listen up, Queen, because you cannot quit. Stop. If you've been doing this for a while and it hasn't taken off yet, that is not a sign to stop. That's your sign to gain more momentum. Every single person you admire online started exactly where you are. And they didn't stop when it just got quiet. They didn't stop when no one watched. They just kept building their momentum. Okay? I want you to remember this metaphor. A closed mouth is like a store with no sign. No one even knows that you exist. No one knows you exist. So if you don't speak about what you do, if you don't post, if you don't tell people what you're passionate about, they cannot support you. They can't follow you, and they can't buy from you. All right. I'm like the bestie that's just going to hand it to you and tell you how it is. Sorry. You should see my boundary stuff on my mom page. Oh my gosh. I know sometimes that we say, like, I'll just leave it in God's hands, or maybe it just wasn't meant to be. And yes, some things aren't for us, but building a business online, that's a seed you water every day. God can't bless what you don't show up for. I'm more spiritual. I grew up Christian, but I always say the universe is working for you, not against you. It is working for you if you let it. And Instagram just hit over 1 billion users, which means that there is more money to be made every single day. There is more saturation, but that doesn't mean anything. When you rise above it, it is simple. Post, 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 post. The more you post, the better you'll get, the more you'll show up, the more data that you'll have. Don't delete anything. Don't overthink it. Just keep showing up. Okay? All right, part 4. All right, queens, I want to just pause here before I say my goodbyes. Drop any questions you have below. Seriously, there are no dumb questions if you're wondering it. Someone else is too. And remember, this group is here to help you start and grow, so use it. And while you're typing out your questions, I want you to think about one thing. What's one small step that you can take this week to get very clear on your message? Maybe it's rewriting your Instagram bio, which I say not to do, but if you're going to do it, keep it. Don't change it again. Maybe it's deciding your niche. Maybe it's creating a freebie. Pick one and just commit to it this week, okay? All right. Part 5, which is just my goodbyes, and I'm going to show you a little bit of my offers. But before we wrap up today, I just want to remind you that if you are in this group, you have access to those first 3 freebies, the hooks, the PDFs, the reels, the content checklist. If you haven't downloaded them yet, please do go grab them after the live. And if you already have them, use them this week. Let me know how they are in the group. And remember this, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be clear. All right. Your story does matter. You have a purpose. That's why you're here. And if you have any inkling in your body that you want to start a business online, that feeling is there for a reason. It was put there for a reason. Okay. Listen to it. Don't give up on yourself. Okay. All right. So I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm pregnant. I got a lot going on. So planning my content, I'm not structured, I don't do this full time. I mean, I do it full time, but I don't want to do it full time. You know what I mean? So I schedule my content, or what I've been using lately, which you're going to really love. Let me get my thing up. I use Done For You Reels, and it's mobile friendly. You literally go in, you pick your creator, you pick out what type of content format you want to do, B-roll, faceless, carousels, or talking, and then the content type, educational, nurturing, storytelling, or entertaining. It will literally give you everything. Let me show you. All right. So oops. Okay, I'm trying to do something and it's not working the way I want, of course, but that's okay. So on the right side, you'll see my 30 reels in 30 days, plug and play, viral prompts for any niche. But let me just enhance this. Okay, the reason why I cannot expand my DFY Reels is because it will not work on my laptop. So you will have to look at it as the left side. All right. So what I mean, this is more mobile friendly than it is desktop friendly. So you'll go into your phone and you can pick on any creator that you like. There's all these creators to choose from. And let's say you want to do a faceless reel the next day, because let's say you're shy and you want it to be nurturing. So there's only 3 like that. But if you, let's say educational. Oops. Maybe it's not loading. Let's see. Okay. Maybe there's not a lot of faceless. These creators aren't really faceless. I do have a faceless bundle. It's not for sale. I don't have it for sale, but I do have it. Gives you tons of faceless reels. So maybe I'll drop that down in the description as well after this. But let's go, like for me, I do lots of talking and I do B-roll and educational. So we can pick from any of these. Look how many there are. Look at this, B-roll. So you could also do B-roll as faceless. Like if you turned around, if you weren't on the camera. Let's see. Let's see someone doing actual B-roll. Okay. All right. This person's doing her hair. You can go into this. I don't know who this creator is. And you can scroll down, you can view the reel, or you can go and view the audio and save it to your phone. The text on screen, it gives you an example, and it gives you her example. Uncomplicating curly hair, the secret to a product sandwich. And then she ends up putting number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, all on her screen. Okay. There's no talking outline, but here's the caption template. You can literally copy this and then put it into your reel. Let's choose another one. Let's go to talking, because that's so different. And then, talking and nurturing, or storytelling. We can do that too. All right, let's do a new one. Sorry, I keep doing that. Keep forgetting I'm on the mic. Very clear mic. Okay, let's go to this girl. Want to get a new client today. All right. We can view the reel. We can view the audio, the text on screen, or the talking outline. Start the reel with this hook. People who achieve result do something very different than people who take action. Her example, people who make sales on Instagram do something very different than the people who post and don't get any clients from it. Relate to your audience's struggle and share what they need to do. Her example, I know it's scary to sell in the post, but the people who get clients from their content are bringing in 10,000 clients. Okay. And then there's a caption template, and you can copy it, comment template. And she's obviously giving away a free sales template. So let's do, here's one. Here's a talking one, text on screen. It says, make sure you are standing in front of a well-lit window using your ring light. Talk clearly and edit out any dead space before you post. Text on screen. Her talking outline. Start the reel with this hook. If you've ever wondered, Example, if you've ever wondered, how do I start selling on Instagram without feeling salesy? Well, this video is for you. And then it goes into the tutorials. You can literally just like copy this and make it your own. And then the caption outline is, it shows you what they have. And then it gives you a caption template. So if we want to go view the reel, we can go right to the reel, right to the audio. This creator is very good at her editing. I'm following her. But anyway, yeah. So this Done For You Reels is awesome, and I will put that link below. It's $29 a month, but I think they have a sale. It's for hold on, I'm trying to get over here. I paid $67 for 3 months, which is cheaper than $29 a month. So it makes it $22 a month for me. And for me, that's worth it because I'm busy and this literally is plug and play. I don't even have to think. It tells me exactly what to do, what kind of reel to make, and yada, yada, yada. But okay, we are past our 30-minute mark. Thank you so much for coming today. I will answer all your questions, and I will see you next week for week 2, which is week 2. We are talking about from crickets to clients, trust, scarcity, mindset, and teaching what you know. So come back next Friday at 2 p.m. PST, West Coast time, and we will be going over scarcity mindset. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video.